Right. So in the previous tutorial, we have seen how we can set up our weapon meshes. So if I show what we have been done. So currently at the weapon test 1, I have initialized one of the static meshes there. Now I can see the static mesh as at my weapon instance. And as the weapon test 2, I have added the skeletal mesh there. And as the viewport, I can see that skeletal mesh as well. Okay. Now, if I play test it, actually the weapon is appearing, but it's on the ground. Right? You can see like if I press keys, actually it's not doing anything. It's simply printing the statements. But you can see like it's actually appeared on the ground. Right? Ideally, what we want is it should be appeared on the hand of the character. Plus, I should be able to switch in between multiple weapons. Okay. So, uh, so as the workaround, I think we can start from BP weapon base, and there, there let's add a new function called set weapon hidden in it. So in this function, what we can do, we can call the set actor hidden in game function, and I'll pass this new hidden as the parameter. So whenever I'm equipping, I will make this new hidden as false so that weapon will be appeared, and whenever I'm unequipping, I will make this as true so that actor will be hidden. Right. So it should be done at this BPI equip. Right? So instead of printing, now I'll remove these two, and whenever I'm equipping the weapon, I will show that weapon. So the new hidden is false, and whenever I'm unequipping the weapon, I will hide that weapon. Okay. If I play, I can see the pistol is appeared, and if I press 2, the rifle is appearing. Likewise, I can switch in between weapons. But you can see it's still on the ground, it's not attached to the character yet. Okay, so now let's add a function to attach this to our character. So I'll create a new function called attach to character, and there's a function called attach actor to component. So the target is actually self, which is the actor instances of this weapon, and the parent should be whoever the parent, which is this character. So actually the character mesh. So I'll get the mesh, and it should be the parent. The socket name, actually it can be different based on whatever the character we have and whatever the weapon we have. Therefore we can use this weapon config, and in this weapon config I have been already declared this attach socket, so we can use this attach socket to attach whatever the weapon we have. And make sure to make the rules as snap to target, and then we can call this function whenever we equip in the weapon. So attach to character. Right. So as the default socket, I will give it as root, and let's play test and see. You can see actually the weapon is attaching, but it has some issues. Yeah, first thing what we can do is we can disable the collisions. We don't need actually to have collisions neither of these assets. So you can see the skeletal mesh actually doesn't have any collision, so the collision preset is no collision. But the static mesh actually has a collision preset to block all the dynamics. So instead of that, let's make it as no collision. So the static mesh actors will not collide with any sort of collision boxes that is currently exist on the level. Okay, now you can see actually the pistol is appeared and it has been attached to the character as well, but the location is not uh, accurate enough, right? So it should be I actually appeared on the or attached on the hand, right? Okay, so in order to attach to the hand, let's go to the character base and mesh. So here you can see the mesh that I'm using is SKM many. So let's go into that mesh, but actually this mesh is inherited via this skeleton, SK mannequin skeleton. So you can see there are a number of root bones or bones that we have. Plus, since I'm using the Lyra mannequin, I have been already have these sockets to have my weapons, right? So if you are using the mannequin that is provided by this TPS game essential pack, then you can reuse these sockets. Or if you are using default Unreal Engine mannequin, actually this is default Unreal mannequin, but let's say if you are using the mannequin that is directly imported at here, then you may need to add these sockets by yourself, right? So adding a socket is also quite easy. All you have to do is simply right click on it and add a socket, right? And given a name to it like you do. Plus you have to resolve the location of the socket as well. So in order to resolve the location of the socket, actually I can demonstrate how this socket works. So for example, let's say if I'm going to attach a pistol reference to here, so I can add a preview asset, and it should be like either of them actually, either skeletal mesh or static mesh, but for simplicity I will add this static mesh. So you can see that pistol has been attached to the character. Yeah? But actually to visualize this on action, you can maybe use a specific animation, and let's use pistol idle ADS, right? Okay, now you can see actually the pistol is there, but the location is not quite accurate, I guess, right? So maybe you can resolve this like this. So I will pause the animation for a moment. So you can actually adjust the location whatever it matches with the given weapon mesh. So I think this would be fine. Okay, and this is for pistol actually, and I'll remove this reference at here and I'll add a rifle reference, rifle SM rifle. You can see that socket has been attached to, actually the weapon has been attached to that specific socket, but I will use rifle idle animation instead of the pistol idle animation. And here also I think the location is not quite accurate enough, so let's quickly resolve the socket location. Maybe I'll pause the animation for a while. Okay, now if I play the animation, I think it is good to go. Right, And for sword as well, I'll use it. I think I have asset for sword. No, I doesn't have asset for sword, so I will not actually use that socket for now. Right? I think pistol and rifle would be enough for us. Later on, actually, I will add sword asset for this TPS game essential pack, so we can use it as well. But right now, I think these two would be enough. Right now, since we have these two socket, I think we can attach those to here. But first I will copy this pistol socket name and go to the weapon test 1, and at the weapon config I will replace that root using a pistol socket, so that pistol will be attached to that specific socket. Similarly, for rifle I will choose that socket and give it here. Okay, and make sure to call this attached to character function at the BPI equip right after it has been visible at the game. Now let's play. Okay, now we can see actually the character is having that weapon on the hand. Okay, and if I choose the rifle also, it attach to the actor. Right. But I think still it's not quite accurate enough, because we are currently playing the unarmed animations of our character. So if you go to the data table, I can show you what's happening. So the TPS game, data table, locomotion, we have this DT anim set data table. So here actually I'm having the unarmed anim set yet. Right? That's why actually even if I equip the rifle, it's not changing its animation state. So as the next step, I'll show you how we can add multiple different anim sets that is dedicated for each and every individual weapons, and how to pose our character's animation state based on that specific anim set. Right, so let's see those stuff in the next video. See you there. Thank you.